The next zoning board meeting, which was 2 weeks ago, and I come in and I ask the chairman of the zoning board when they first walked in, because it wasn't on the agenda, would you do me a favor and would you please tell me whether you've rendered a written decision on this project? And your newly appointed chairman told me that he would take my question under advisement. He then turned to an unknown attorney who was seated to his right, and that attorney whispered in his ear, and I was told that I would have to file a FOIL request. And I notified the chairman that I had filed a FOIL request 2 weeks before, and I was still waiting for a response. And I was basically told, too bad, and do what you have to do. Now, the attorney who was here is a member of John Bonacek's firm, who was never appointed by this board to represent this town in any capacity whatsoever. And I now understand that he also appeared at the planning board at the recent meeting, which I wasn't there. It's hearsay, but I presume from the person who told me that the information is correct. How can we have an attorney appearing at these boards who was never appointed by you guys? I mean, you're supposed to know what's going on, you're supposed to know what's happening, and how does this happen? So I went to Linda to get a copy of the decision, which I thought would be easy. And Linda told me that she didn't have time to give it to me. That she didn't have time to look up the records, that she was busy doing something else. She told me to go and see Ms. Doherty, who was a sweetheart, and she took time out of her schedule and things that she was doing to give me a copy, and also to give me some other information, because I wanted to see the oath book and find out if this attorney, if I'd ever heard of it, ever signed an oath to represent the town, and he hasn't. So I have a decision. I have to bring an action by Friday, which I intend to do, unless between now and possibly Wednesday, you can talk to the morons on your zoning board and get them to change their mind. Because if I have to start an action, it's going to be an action this town has never seen before. It's unnecessary. This is a lake. The lake has been there. It used to be part of the D&H canal system. And you know what? There's no possible way that this board could have ignored me, ignored other people who argue, and accepted what amounts to lies. Now, I gave them a copy of the assessor's records, which they had greater access to than I did. Everything that came out of this attorney's mouth was a lie, and everything that came out of the chairman of the planning board's mouth was untrue. And where are we in the 21st century when we want to have developments happening in this community when the chairman of the planning board appears before the zoning board?
Who doesn't know what is happening?
You know, and I'm not looking for an answer tonight, but this is my problem, and if I don't hear from anybody Friday morning, I'll have to file a lawsuit against the town. And bring up issues I really don't want to have to bring up.